Tomlin, Mike Bikes for MS, coming to you live from my office. I'm about to head to my garage here in a couple minutes and start my warm-up for our Bike MS community Zwift Community rides this weekend. Just like Bike MS events, there's 2 days of events. Well, most of Bike MS events have 2 days of events. And we're doing some of these virtually just to promote the awareness, promote the group, and invite others to come join us. We create a lot of good for the community. We spread a lot of awareness, but we definitely want to see it more. I think things are going very well. We've grown our club from 6 of us back at the beginning of the pandemic to over 550 riders all around the world. We have people up in Canada. We have people out in London, or England, I should say. I don't know if you're in London, but in England, we have people all around the world who are some ways connected to MS, multiple sclerosis, in some way, shape, or form, and they want to do for the cause and get healthy at the same time. So it's a great cause. So tune in at 9:15 Eastern Time on Saturday, April 29th, 2023. If you'd like to support me, you can click that banner up top when the stream is live. As you see, I am halfway or almost halfway to my goal for this year. The personal goal is really 5,000 because it allows me to do passport riding and other events for the next calendar year for MS. And it gets me free registration, and it's an amazing cause. But yeah, check it out. And if you want to support me, like a donation if you feel like you need to. Link tree section if you want to save the link for later. If you want to see out my story, I have a Facebook page, Instagram page, Facebook fundraiser, all those things that tell you my story, why I ride with MS. I started riding in 2009, after being diagnosed in 2007. And it's changed my life. It's gotten me a lot more motivated. Meeting people in the MS community, meeting those impacted by this disease, and myself with my few flares over the years, multiple medications. I'm on a once every 6 week infusion, Tysabri, which treats my Crohn's and my MS. And I can't be on it for much longer because I am JC positive, which can lead to PML if you ever heard these commercials for new medications. But I'm going to find new medication. I'm working with the VA now. There's some questions about my MS diagnosis, so we're doing retesting. And it's all about learning, becoming knowledge. It's kind of frustrating sometimes, but I did all these tests in 2006, 2007, 2009, 2012, 2013, 2016. And it's good to keep retesting. Get the same answers. Don't need to retest anymore. Just keep retesting, make sure it's not the wrong disease diagnosed. Because the Tysabri does help me. So it's always helping something. Whether it's MS or some other autoimmune that they might not know about, it is being helped. But that's what research is for. And that's what the money from this fundraisers go to research. I currently see the Center of Excellence in Baltimore, a multiple sclerosis clinic for the VA, one of the largest research programs in the world for multiple sclerosis. And the MS Society actually helps fund the research at the VA, DOD. They partner together to do research as well. So I do I do advocate with senators and congressmen and fellows of congressmen and senators to see about getting funding for these programs. I think roughly $22 million a year goes to this funding. So it's very vital research. We came very far in my MS time. When I was diagnosed in 2007, there was only 4 injectable drugs. So your Avonex injectable, Betaseron, Interferon, and Rebif. And I was on Rebif from 2007 to about 2016. And then I was able to switch to a pill, which the pill didn't come out until, I think I want to say 2010. And the pill I was on actually came out in 2012 because the other pill that came out in 2010 can affect GI issues, so I can't go to that with my Crohn's. But the other pill I was on, Gilenya, I was on for about 3 or 4 months, and I got a nasty infection. Went back to my GI doctor, had a colonoscopy, and turned out I had my ulcerative colitis turned into Crohn's. So we dropped the Gilenya, went back on my Rebif for a couple months till I got baseline, and then we went to Tysabri in 2018, which when I was first diagnosed, Tysabri was the last effort drug. Now Tysabri is being used to treat people with MS in early stages. And there are some risks with the PML. There are some, that's a very severe risk, so we have to be very careful monitoring. And my VA doctors, they check my JC titers every 6 months, MRIs every 6 months to a year. 6 months they usually do without contrast. The yearly gets contrast because there's a such thing as contrast poisoning. And I've had 1 to 2 MRIs a year since 2006. I think 2006 I've had 2 or 3 MRIs that year because that was before my diagnosis. So they were doing my thoracic spine, my brain, everything to see what was causing these issues that I had early on stages before being diagnosed. But nevertheless, that's what the money for research goes to. So continue to raise money to support the MS community. I met some fantastic and inspiring people in my 15 years since my diagnosis, and I'm going to continue to fundraise for them. I've lost a couple people with MS due to complications from MS. I know people who've lost loved ones from MS complications, and they're inspiring me every day to do better, to ride harder, to fundraise more. And I've hit passport level, $5,000 level for the last 3 years, and I've got to go to other states, New Jersey, Richmond, Virginia, New Bern, North Carolina, and cycle at these events and talk my message and meet others with MS who are just like me that ride hard, that live every day because MS impacts our daily lives. They're on medications, they're thriving through their best lives, and it's turned to an inspiring community. When I was first diagnosed, there was a handful of us that would cycle with MS. Now it's like I feel like everybody is a lot more athletic with MS. That just shows that the medication's working and the medication's giving our lives back. So thank you all for following me. We got about an hour or two wheels starting. So I'm going to get my laptop, my waters, my precision fuel hydration drink mix to the garage. And I'm going to set up and I'm going to try a live stream. I'm leading the metric century today, which there's not really leaders in this ride because we're doing 15 miles, I think 30 miles, I think 45 miles, I think 62 miles. And there's leaders for the events, but we're not really leading per se. We're all riding together, just like a bike race event. I believe we're going to test that before we start riding to see who can be seen on the chat. And Chris, who's leading our, I think the 45-mile route, if we can see him on chat, he'll talk the entire time. If not, I'll spill some MS facts to tell you people why I ride with MS on the Zwift game. I'm also going to try to live stream this, but my garage, the signal is not always the best. It's raining today, so we're going to get out there early to get set up. I want to try to get some stretching done before I start riding because it's going to be a long morning really because I do metrics all the time, but any time in the trainer, it's still a long day regardless. So thank you all for watching and thank you for your support. Once again, check my message out in my Linktree section here on Twitch. If you want to check out my other stories, facebook.com/MikeBikesMS or Mike Bikes for MS and with MS. You can find me there. Some of my socials, Instagram, TikTok. I might go to TikTok live a couple times. We'll see. But thank you all, everybody. Stay positive, love your life, and I'll see you soon.